Hey everyone, it's Richard Payne here from Keller Realty, RPM Real Estate team, and we are hot off analysing the March stats, and there's some really interesting numbers, so we want to get this out to you guys. So, basic headline numbers: we sold 385 homes, we have 2,475 active. We had 104 days, average days on market for those properties that did sell, with an average price $325,000 and list price of $336,000. So that puts us at about 96.7% sale to listing. Now, when you look at these numbers, I'm like, the first thing that shocked me a little bit was the fact that it's 385 homes sold. That's up 73% on last month and up 50% on March last year, 2016. So you kind of get the feeling that it's going to be good news. Now, here's the other thing. Up 7.5% on average price over last month and over last year. 47% sale to listing. So roughly we listed double the 385, let's call it 400. So roughly we listed 800. So a good amount of listings came on, but we also sold a good amount of listings. So here's the interesting one. We've been talking about a buyer's market solid now for 4.5, 5 years, which means more than 7 months of inventory. March 2017, 6.4 months of inventory on the marketplace right now. So that puts us in a firm, square, balanced market, 5 to 7 months. And I haven't seen that for 5 years. So it's really interesting when you look at this. Now let's have a look at their headline numbers, because who's basically making up the majority of these numbers? Now, we're back to the usual numbers, the usual places. So we've got Timberley coming out top with 40 sales. Then we've got Sackville and Bedford with 28 and 30 sales. Everybody else is kind of like early 20s and below. So when we look at Timberley, average sale price not too much higher, it's like 280. Sackville 223, starters market. Bedford $533,000 average price point. Now I had to look at that one because I'm like, that's above normal for Bedford, because Bedford's normally like a 350, 380, maybe 400. But two $1.6 million homes were sold in March on a place called Shore Drive, which is at the very top of Bedford Basin onto the actual waterfront, hence $1.6 million. And there was an awful lot of some of the new builds as well in Cascades Park, Waterbury Park, selling for like $550. So that brought the whole average up and everything. Now their days on market are still 190, so still a fairly large market, and 7.2 months of inventory, which makes them just a little bit into a buyer's market. So it's really interesting that we're starting to see the shift, and it stacks up with a lot of what I was feeling in January and February, which was it's busy. So the good news is that busyness kind of takes 30 to 60 days to work through, and lo and behold, here comes March. One of the best months I've seen for a long time. Now we'll get the basic detail all put up for all the individual markets in terms of who's up, who's down, and everything else like that, because people like to look at a little bit more detail. But yeah, it's really good news. Like, let's see what April has in store for us, because you're always kind of sucking your breath a little bit when you get numbers like this and you see how good they are. You know, you kind of want it to carry on, but you're a little bit like, well, this is Halifax and everything. So it's going to be interesting to feel how April goes on. Now, you know, I've got a couple of clients and we've just gone under contract with one. We've got a new buyer on somewhere else. So it feels like it's still going to happen. But if you want specifics, and trust me, like I'd want specifics on some of these numbers, then by all means shoot me an email, richard@rpmrealestate.ca, or you can phone me or text me 902-489-1804, because we're here to give you the detail on the stats and let you know what's truly going on. So talk to you soon.